Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of The Letter. We're in the mansion, and right now it looks like the ghost is not the most of our problems, because Mr. Wright sure had some words to say. I do not know where they're going to go with this. It is exceedingly rare for material from the 2010s to just have blunt language like that. I guess we'll see where we go from here. There's still joy in the smallest things, after all. With a house this big, it's not surprising when the ceremony takes a few hours to finish. So I guess we bless the house. Guess the game's over then. We beat the ghost, everybody. Thanks for watching The Letter. Let's play. I made this joke already. With the sun's already high by the time we've gone through the last room. I can never say I'm a devout follower of my own faith, even with Mama and Papa's teachings. But hearing every word Father Norman uttered as we went around the house has put me at ease. All of a sudden, the mansion doesn't seem so scary anymore. Maybe there is an end to this? Or perhaps this is the end. Father Norman bids us goodbye upon exiting the mansion grounds. It certainly sounds pleasant, doesn't it? He has business in the village nearby, he says, a minute gesture to reach out to the members of their parish every once in a while. It reminds me of a distant memory, of helping hands and a few kind smiles that helped my family pull through when times were tough. But before he leaves...
Isabella, a word before I go? Zachary hasn't been really forthcoming with your situation, and it is something I understand it wasn't his to share. But whatever burdens you, know that it's not a permanent fixture in your life. Besides, you have people to bear it with.
I bite back the harsh retorts before they come out, masking it with a smile as we wave the good priest off. His words, though, meant to comfort, has only left a bitter taste in my mouth. And if they don't believe you, what am I to do? I mean, even the freaking priest, I don't know if he believes me. A hand lands briefly on my shoulders, taking me out of my thoughts before they take a sullen turn. But my smile doesn't quite reach my ears when I turn to him.
Say, do you want to go somewhere?
Right now? Where to?
Who cares? You'd think I'd want to go literally anywhere but here.
Anywhere in the city. I'll leave it up to you.
Well, that's perfect. That's exactly where I want to go. Anywhere. Hang out with Zach. Yes.
It wouldn't hurt. I've got some stuff I need to buy. Groceries.
Obvious plus.
And there's a shop I want to check.
Really? We're doing that again.
Is it real food this time?
Let me guess. Rebecca?
She's just worried about you. Even I can't eat that much instant noodles.
Think of it as a talent. Let's just go, Zach.
I smile. A real one this time. Devoid of any unpleasant thoughts. Regardless of what happened between us these past few days, I don't want to think harshly of them. Ooh. Nice. We're in Sluxburn Central Park. I was going to say just Central Park, but that has a bit of a different connotation or location assumption for me. Zach had me wait on a nearby bench upon arriving, prior to going off somewhere. He hasn't returned since, and it's been a good 20 minutes of being left alone entirely to my thoughts. Time to get spooked, I guess. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people lying, leaning back on their picnic blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. The smell of food drifts from nearby carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one would catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. I'd gladly sleep on this bench if I weren't waiting for anyone. Soon enough, I see his hulking figure running towards me. Okay. Carrying a medium-sized box on one hand, I assume in one hand, and casually waving the other at me. He's panting when he reaches my bench. Sweat drips profusely from his forehead, but there's a grin on his face. There's grin. Where grin? There grin.
Sorry, the line was really long. Really long.
You didn't have to run. Sit down first.
Nah, I'm good. Didn't want to make you wait for these.
I already know what's in the blue box before he opens it. Hey! Cinnamon rolls! All 6 of them topped with a white cream cheese glaze. I was never that big on cream cheese, but cinnamon rolls, man, you cannot say no to those. The very same one I bought after I sold my first property. After I met Zach, Ash, and Becca. Funny how such a small thing could trigger a distant memory, no matter how mundane it is. I don't say no to free food, but why is he getting me these now?
What for?
He leans on the empty space beside me, wiping the sweat off his forehead before answering.
An apology. And as thanks for yesterday and the other day.
You don't have to buy me anything, Zach.
You were upset. You haven't been yourself recently, and people kind of miss that, you know?
Are you just saying that, or...
No, really. Rebecca told me. You know how she is. Ashton, too.
Ashton was an ass. He should have been named Ashhole instead.
He went a little overboard, yeah. I can talk to him if you want.
He'll still tease me about it, even if it's Rebecca telling him to stop. Besides, I can handle him.
You always do. And yesterday, when you talked me through my little slump, I thought, hey, I want our old Isabella back. Are you still upset?
There are times when I wish Zach had been my big brother, or Becca, my older sister. Maybe life would have been a little easier then. Maybe Papa wouldn't be as sick as he is. Maybe. Maybe I wouldn't be alone here. But then again, if they are what I wish them to be, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met Ash, too. Life back home is tough, but for all that, I wouldn't change it for one selfish wish. In this city of 68,000 people, I have people I could depend on. 3 of them, in fact. When you think about it, when you compare the numbers to the odds of finding someone like them, amidst this sea of nameless, faceless people, I'm lucky.
Thanks a lot for today, Zach. You didn't have to, but you did. I can always count on you.
Just me? No Ashton or Rebecca? Oh boy, they won't be happy to hear that. I don't mind being the favorite, though.
Ha.
Nope, no favorites. But you cook better than both of them, so that's a plus.
It's always been food with you, ain't it?
Don't put it like that! You're making me sound like a glutton.
I'm not saying you are, but it does feel good to know there's someone I could invite for food to be able to eat all of it.
Only that? I thought we were also art buddies.
Okay, there's someone I can invite for art and be able to eat all of that too.
Oh, that too. But the food thing really stands out when you think about it. You do eat a lot for someone your, size.
Low blow. I take pride in my height.
So, is it okay now? Do you feel better? Does it still scare you?
A little. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out, somehow. It's not as bad as the other day, and Father Norman helped too. I should have brought something to thank him.
Oh, we could visit him anytime. He loves hearing from the young ones.
He isn't that old, is he?
Don't know. He doesn't tell. I think I might have seen his face somewhere before. I just couldn't recall when or where. Ash says he looks like his boss, so the bartender at the local pub if he squints.
He's in a history book, isn't he?
Don't take his word for it, of course. He might have accidentally inhaled something from the forensic lab again when he said that.
This time the laughter that comes from both of us is genuine. Back to the usual. Things may have not been the easiest lately, but it certainly isn't the worst that has happened. We do end up sharing the cinnamon buns between us, despite Zach's insistence that it's only for me. Well, all 6, come on. But more than a food, there is relief and contentment.
If you need anything, just ring, okay? Like when Ash annoys you too much. I'll help you with him, best friend or not.
No way. I can take him on.
Still an extra muscle wouldn't hurt, yeah? Just let me know, and I'll back you up. My sister knows this one thing to shut him up when he's being his usual self. Ask me what it is whenever you want, and I'll spill it.
I don't think that's necessary, but thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
He leaves me with a smile and a wave. Off to some new gig again. As for me, we still need to talk. Becca, Ash, and... yeah, I guess it is I. Put petty arguments aside like the adults we all are. This, however, is a start, no matter how small it may be. I just hope I can keep them safe. A light wind blows again, sending dried leaves swirling and the distinct smell of earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good? I need to visit the grocery, too. Come to think of it, wasn't there an art store that opened recently near the park? Do I click on the black screen? Sure. Do I click again? Okay. The cat's name is Beruthiel? I hope I said that right. Or at least that's what his collar says. It's an odd name to give a cat, in my opinion. Did I miss something? But it speaks grace. What? Oh, okay. But it speaks great. I get it. Much like the one that carries it. It shows in the way he swishes his tail and his eyes follow my hand's every movement. I'm not sure what he finds fascinating in me, to be honest. I wasn't the very picture of grace when he found me, after all. It was a bad idea, carrying 2 heavy bags of newly bought art materials and groceries without help or a sure ride home. In hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have bought all these at the same time. I didn't even make it past the park. And now I'm suffering underneath the glaring afternoon sun, hunched up on a park bench and drenched in sweat, in the company of a cat curiously watching my every movement. I hope it stays where it is. It's just a black cat, but back at home they're considered ill omens. Yeah, get the hell out of here. Black cats are freaking great.
Don't look at me like that. I can act graceful as well if I want to.
Not that I've ever acted graceful in my life, of course. Growing up with rowdy younger brothers and a sister does that. Or maybe it's the opposite. Mama used to call me a little troublemaker before. Well, graceful or not, there's no use moping. A short breather and then I'm off home. Besides, it isn't like the company's bad, even if it's a cat. As long as it doesn't bite. Or cross my path.
Where's your owner, anyway?
He has one, doesn't he? An owner? That's what the collar's for, isn't it? A bandage is wrapped on one of his paws, though. I wonder what happened to it. This is a serious stretch, but it did say something about the ghost having a gash on one of her arms. Did he run away?
Well, if you don't have one, I won't be able to take you in. My apartment doesn't allow pets. I tried to bring one home before, a cat. Not black, of course. And Rebecca threw a fit before the landlady could.
I take a small packet of sweets from one of the bags beside me and pop it open. As I'm about to put one into my mouth, he meows. My hand stops.
Do you want one?
He doesn't meow again as I'm expecting him to, but I take his unblinking gaze as a yes. I shift a piece to my palm and hold it out to him warily. He sniffs at it once, twice, before...
Baruthia!
Well, there we go. Oh, no kidding. Like a good, properly trained pet, Beruthiel responds as soon as he's called. Recognition comes as soon as my head snaps in the direction of the voice. Miss McCullough's hard to miss, what with her height.
I'm sorry. Did my cat hurt you? Miss Santos, was it? I'm surprised to see you here.
Nice to meet you again, Miss McCullough.
Were you harmed in any way? I'm sorry. Baruthiel's not exactly fond of other people. Even run away from the veterinarian right now.
Oh no, he was just sniffing my hand earlier.
My Baruthiel's a she.
She? All this time I thought, the pause in conversation, if this can be called one, is uncomfortable. We're merely 2 people working different jobs to the same client. Frankly, meetings like this don't happen a lot, and if it does, a simple nodding of heads is enough. Still, trying to be friendly wouldn't hurt, right? Let's stick with the cat. And... damn. I keep my tone cordial and warm.
I'm actually surprised you have a cat, Miss McCullough.
And why exactly is that? There are a lot of people who have pets.
Yeah, but not a black one. I'm amazed you're taking care of one.
Not everyone's freaking superstitious, Isabella.
I don't understand what you're trying to get at. Is there a problem with my cat?
No wonder this is a minus. We're having a dumbass conversation.
No, not at all. She's very sweet. Just in other cultures, aren't they a sign of bad luck?
Back at home it is. My grandmother used to tell me stories about it, and...
Nothing has happened to me so far.
Displeasure is evident on her face. Of course. I've forgotten that for other people, black cats are an omen of good luck. Huh. That I did not know about. There you go again, running your mouth off, Isabella. I rack my brain for a way to remedy the situation, but she holds out a hand.
This is a good place to stop and end this conversation, don't you think so?
Awkward. Oh, man.
It is good to see you again, Santos.
I kinda want to go in the other direction for this one. Let's do it. Alright, let's talk about the job.
I'm just curious. About your work.
Somehow I upgraded with Zachary as well. Damn, I'm good, I guess. You know, the sad thing is, I probably should go for some negative reactions at some point, because it'll probably open other potential story options, but,
What about it?
There was something guarded in her expression at mention of work, but I pushed through with my question.
I just want to know how it is to work on a house like the Ermengarde mansion. Is it hard?
I guess she wasn't expecting a question like that, if the way her eyebrows shot up tells me something.
Because of its age? I wouldn't say it is. It is a challenge, considering the factors me and my team have sought out. But it's a good project. A breath of fresh air from what I usually work on. And I have a good team. Those original fittings, though. It might be old, but the architecture is magnificent. I'm sure you've seen the stained glass windows in the foyer. Oh, I can already think of so many things I could do with it. But of course, my team will have to double check for necessary repairs here and there. That's probably for the best. It's easy to break some key elements with a rush restoration job, and who knows what other hidden issues there might be underneath. People can be so careless. I'm sorry, I spoke too much.
No, it's okay. You seem to really love what you're doing.
It's not really like that. I'm just lucky to have found work in an interesting field. Anyway, Bruthiel's due for her visit to the vet. Nice talking to you, Miss Santos. I wish you luck with what you're planning to work on. It seems like a big project, too.
She gestures with her head towards the bags, the one filled with stuff I've recently bought from the art store.
It's a project for a friend, actually.
All the same. Good luck.
I watch her as she leaves, though she stops shortly before crossing the threshold separating the park and the street. She faces me again, looking like there's something she has forgotten to say.
By the way, about the Ermengarde mansion. With my clients, it's the rights, I mean. I hope you don't mind me asking, but has the deal been finalized?
There's still a few papers they need, but the house is more or less theirs now.
Thank you. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, about the mansion.
The letter. The same one they saw. Whoever she is, she's asking for help. Someone. I want to tell Miss McCullough that the urban legends aren't just legends anymore. They're real. She is not going to believe me.
Don't mind me. I need to go too. Have a good day, Miss McCullough.
I hastened to pick all the bags I left on the bench and ran as far as my legs can take me. Run as far, but you know. In that moment, what I'm carrying in my hands weighs far lighter than the overwhelming guilt trying to consume me. Home. I want to go home. Anywhere where I won't be reminded of the house. Of her. Of my own cowardice. The food tastes less appetizing tonight. A pity. One would think that someone who had been in a continuous binge of instant noodles would find a home-cooked meal enjoyable. But it isn't. Hunger isn't what is gnawing at me tonight. Neither are my sore muscles. The TV runs loudly in the background, but what it says barely registers in my brain. It's hard when the things you're trying to forget keep returning to the forefront of your mind. It distracts you, eats at you, devours you. I wish this would stop. I wish I wasn't the one who picked it up. I wish it was somebody else.
In other local news, a woman was found dead in her home.
Really? Yesterday evening. Huh.
Luxbourne police officials are currently investigating the crime scene, but has classified the case as homicide.
Huh?
The victim, identified as Rose Pamela Cooper,
What?
33 years old, working as a real estate agent.
I knew that I couldn't adjust my relationship with her, but I did not expect this. Rose?
Discovered lying in a pool of blood in her two-bedroom
Whoa.
flat with the words "Help me" repeatedly written on the walls.
Oh boy. Oh, it begins. Okay, well, looks like we figured out how the ghost works, kind of. That means that Zach, Ash, and Becca, and the Wrights, and I forgot Marianne, maybe, are in danger. Oh, this is a problem. Not to mention I'm in danger. Yeah, I dropped something. No. This isn't what I want. This isn't supposed to happen. None of this is supposed to happen. No one's supposed to die. Those are just stories, right? Legends? What's that? That's what everyone has kept telling me, so why? And I... Immediately, I rush to my study table in search of my phone. My hand, cold from dread, clings tightly to it as soon as I touch its edges. A piece of folded paper, the letter, lying unassumingly beside it, slips to the floor when I pick up the device. But I pay it no mind. There are more important things. Right now, I need to call her. I need to call her. I was with her. I was just with her not too long ago, and she was okay. No. It isn't Rose, I'm sure of it. I just talked to her, and a sob escapes me and hot tears begin to blur my vision. One after another, they trickle down, weighted by the very same guilt I refuse to admit I've been carrying from the start. The same one I've been hiding from. The same one that has put the people I care about in danger. My hands shake as I navigate to Rose's number on my contacts list. She'll answer, right? That's what she always does. She'll pick it up, tell me to turn down the waterworks, and call me a wuss afterwards.
She'll answer. Please answer, Rose.
Again and again I dial, whispering, praying, pleading.
Come on, Rose. Don't do this to me. Please pick up. I know you're there, Rose. You're not dead. Please tell me you're not.
This adds to the series of deaths and disappearances that has plagued Luxbourne in the recent years. The authorities are currently looking at a possible link with the notorious Anselm Butcher case.
The TV runs loudly in the background. A deafening static sounds from my phone's speakers, but in my ears I can only hear the screams. Her pleas, her whispers, help me. We are not safe. I was waiting to see if they'd have that too. Monday. Wow, that's just how the day ends. Okay. A buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body still wants to sleep, to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's there, nudging, prodding at me. Slowly I become aware of how awkward my position is, and the aches that accompany sleeping in a curled-up position the night before. If I even slept at all. The memories are impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. They say it's easier when you say it out loud. Instead, the words weigh heavier on me each time. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of one letter I was too curious to look at. I should have been more careful. I should have just kept my mouth shut. I should have destroyed it before anyone else had gotten involved. I should have. The notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mockingly, when I look at it, as if it's calling me back to a sense of normalcy. Okay. Joanne Schultz, strict attendance required today, huh? To all employees, in light of the recent... events? What the hell? In light of the recent events, there will be an all-staff emergency meeting from 1 to 2. Attendance is a must, company changes, new hierarchy, policies will be discussed during the meeting. Everyone's expected to bring a copy of their own attendance logs and sales reports for the last 6 months, and to be submitted to your respective managers, expecting everyone's cooperation. Pretty mundane, really. I check it nevertheless, out of habit more than anything. But I guess it's like business speak for the recent events. If this were one of those typical days, I'd happily comply and get myself to our office. Today my limbs just feel heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, take my mind elsewhere. On the other, the place in itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. I should just... Oof. If we stay home, we will wallow in self-pity. If we go to work, we have a chance of breaking down. This is not going to be easy either way. For the sake of acting, I'm going to go to work, but this might bite me. Moping won't get me anywhere. This is just like one of those things, isn't it? You deal with it with a smile, no matter how bad things get, and hope for the best. Although my whole body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head for the shower. The letter I dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, unfolding for no one else but me to see. Every word written on it glares back at me. They sneer. They ridicule. Like living beings fully aware of what they've done. With a huff, I pick it up and shove it into my bag, perhaps with more anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. This, too, I'll deal with. Somehow I'll find a way and make things right. I have to, before it takes more people from me. Even if I must do it on my own. Papers rustling, telephones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical working day at Briar Realty Corporation, except it isn't. The air is thick with tension and unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has already heard about Rose. If they missed last night's report, they'd likely see it in the morning news, in the papers, or on various news sites on the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth, as though the mere mention of Rose would be enough to trigger something in me. It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in the place Rose has left. After lunch, my boss calls for a meeting. I don't have to look up from my work to know what it is about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for a dead colleague. Oddly, I'd appreciate it more if he just shouted at me today. Anything is better.
I'm sure you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral, yet, but those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors. By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff? None? HR, you know what to do. Santos, a word? In my office?
At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing the rights papers, and have been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. Instead, I immerse myself in my work. I have to, anyway, if I want to forget. Achievement unlocked, Employee of the Month. Yeah, great. Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Everyone's already gone, leaving me in the company of a radio and a member of our janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Rose likely does. She remembers people easily like that.
The Luxbourne Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
Oh, here we go. The radio blares one name after another. Hold on a second. Missing. Aren't they? Still, I have to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. The loud tapping of my fingers against the keys fills the office, so the better part of my shift is to look through everything. The background about the place, its history from the current owners, and list of employees hired under BRC. And I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, they may have a lot of agents hired, but I remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked with us in preparing the mansion for the open house. Oof. Then the letters... No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
Something snaps into place in the fraction of a moment. Those people... Rose, the letter...
I need to... No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? If I have proof, then maybe... I don't want to get my hopes up yet, but maybe there's still a way I can save them. The letter, my phone, papers, anything that will be useful. I grab all of them and stuff them in my bag. I can't stay here. There's something I need to do. There's something those people should... The noise cuts sharply through the room, stopping my hand short of cramming a pen into my bag. Okay, dude, stop messing with stuff.
Hello? Anyone there?
Someone must have left their printer open again. I may be in a hurry, but if I don't turn it off, another person is certainly going to have a fit tomorrow over wasted company resources. Most of the time it's Rose who does the nagging, but... The clicking of my pen in my hand is a welcome distraction as I search for the said object. Each stride my feet take also echoes throughout the empty workplace. I've lost sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wooden floor is something I soon learned to appreciate. It doesn't take me long to find it. Did they print the letter? Is the office being cute? By the time I turn it off, 5 pages are already strewn about in the ground, the paper tray having also been left ajar. Sighing, I pick each of them up, to put someplace proper. But the page that greets me next makes my blood run cold. Of course. Oh, the same fingerprint thing, too? And the same smudges? The chill that makes its way up my spine is as numbing as that day in the attic. The sheets crinkle under my tense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it rasps through my gritted teeth. But before I can even gather myself, take the first steps out of here, total darkness suddenly envelops me. Really? At the office? Oh no! And as if hearing every horrid thought running inside my head right now, something snaps. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do! Let's go! A soft creak grating through the thin veil of stillness that has descended in the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid at the sound. Familiar. So familiar now. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. Really? Why? It's her. Standing in the only exit of the office, albeit facing away from me. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothes, and unsightly gait. The same person in the attic. I take a step back, the pen I'm holding slips from my hand, and... Goodness gracious. Her entire head turns. A scream almost escapes my mouth, and I duck under my table as quickly as I can. My heart is pounding hard against my chest. I can hear the bone-chilling sounds of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and telltale squelch of something wet as she walks towards me. Nearer and nearer. The sounds are slowly getting louder. The only thing keeping the whimper from escaping me is my hand as it covers my mouth. Speaking of which... Someone please save me. Anyone. I close my eyes, muttering a continuous stream of prayers, all while attempting to steady my own breathing. Please, please don't let her hear me. Oh, I say. Okay, what if I mess it up? I messed it up again. I accidentally got success. Oh, I messed it up again.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah, okay, we're done.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Uh-huh.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Bye. When the last lines of my prayer have left me, all that remains is a hush. None of her footsteps, nor those chilling sounds she makes. Only silence. Yeah, wait for it. Is it safe? Another second passes, and when nothing comes... What? Well, I tried. It's just... Nothing's even said. It's just like, no, it's over. Alright, don't let her hear me. Well... Oh. Huh? Oh, I can click as well. Huh? Oh no, I blew it. That's actually hard. Now. Oh, that was way too early. That was garbage. That was utter garbage. That was embarrassing. There it is. Easy every time. I'm gonna save the game. The seconds, minutes stretch out before me agonizingly. Is she gone? Slowly, I open my eyes to take a peek. I don't dare move or make a noise. Oh man, really? That's terrifying. In the face of such terror, I can only beg, let out silent pleas to whoever's out there. Please, please don't let her notice. I want to live. What's with this Hannah? We're just switching over? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's climactic. For now, I guess it's time to stop the installment. Well, we certainly made a lot of progress today, didn't we? We had a good time with Zach in the park, and then we had a good time with Miss McCullough, and after having had a bad time, don't worry, that never happened. But then Rose was killed? I figured she'd be taken out of the story, but unceremoniously killed off camera right toward the beginning. That is a shock. I guess this ghost isn't messing around. That's gotta be so bad for her, too, because she probably had no idea why any of this was happening, just suddenly a spooky ghost shows up. At least we have some context, not much, but this must have totally blindsided Rose. That sucks. and Isabella may have been found. The ghost stopped in front of our location. But enough of that. We're playing as Hannah now. On one hand, I'm very curious as to what goes through her mind and why she wants the house so badly. But on the other hand, I want to see what happened to Isabella as well, but I guess we're not getting back to that for a while. Until next time, everyone.